Hi everybody, welcome to the Steckline Report. Well, the last USDA Supply Demand report found 350 million bushels of corn that nobody knew they had, including USDA, just 30 days prior. Everybody's waiting with bated breath to find out what that did to the Supply Demand report that would be out this month. Well, we know what that's all about now. The report's out, and I'll be back in 60 seconds.
I first got started in the cattle business. My wife and my father-in-law got me into it. I love dealing with the animals and being in the outdoors. At American Ag Credit, I know a lot of them are in the same business that I am. Therefore they understand what I need and what problems I'm against, so they can work with you on it, and it makes it much easier.
It's been passed down to me through the generations, and I want to pass it on down to the next generation or two.
For over 8 decades, America's farmers have counted on the little red tractor from Case IH, the Farmall, to help them make short work of their demanding chores. Well, Straub International can show you they aren't just for farms anymore. With horse ranging from 30 to 140, plus an army of attachments, a Farmall can tackle every chore on your to-do list, from hauling and mowing to loading and towing, and then some. Visit Straub International, your Case IH dealer at any of our 7 locations, to find a Farmall that's right for you.
Well, folks, the ending stocks report's not that bad from USDA that just came out. I think it made everybody relax just a little bit from the standpoint now that USDA says 757 million bushels of corn is what we're going to have left over at the end of the marketing year. Now, that's a much higher than it was just 30 days ago, which doesn't make sense. It was 632 million a month ago. Now it's 757 million. But the trade was guessing it to be over 824 million average trade guess. Why? Because of that 350 million they found they didn't know we had just 30 days ago. In any event, that figure was better than the trade expected, but still, pretty heavy. Quite a bit over just 30 days ago. Soybeans at 125 million bushel ending stock figure was just exactly the same as 30 days ago. Wheat was the same as 30 days ago, 716 million bushels. Both of those figures slightly lower than the trade guess. The trade guess thought maybe that the USDA would raise those figures just a little. So those are positive news items for the grain market for wheat and soybeans, even corn a little. But as you could tell with the market reaction, it wasn't necessarily positive right off the bat. Now, the rest of the report and the rest of the story, as it would be said, not quite so good. Global ending stocks were raised for all classes of corn, soybeans, and wheat. Everything above the trade guess, and everything above big time from a month ago. Argentina production, more than the trade guess. Brazilian production, more than the trade guess. For example, Brazil corn, 74 million. Trade was guessing it to be less than 73. Soybeans, 83.5. Trade was guessing it to be 82.5. So all total, it was a report that had some good news and some bad news. One should offset the other. Really shouldn't affect the grain market that much, although it was a little bit on the weaker side, as you know. Beef herd liquidation. Everybody's wondering whether we're going to keep back some calves or cows and heifers and breed a few more this year, since we've been going downhill 3 years in a row because of the drought, and nobody knows for sure. But on the Ponderosa, I know one thing: I'd like to keep back a few more heifers and raise a few more calves, but there's a little problem. It's called pasture conditions. And guess what? With the drought last year, all of us in Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Colorado, even up into parts of Nebraska, we're short. On top of that, here we have a colder spring. It's not greening up as early. Some people are thinking about selling some cows rather than buying some feed. I'm going to have to buy a little more feed. The old grass isn't greening up on the Ponderosa as fast as I'd like for it to. So it's anybody's guess. Right now, I think it's going to be very difficult for very many of us to increase production this year. We need to wait and see if this old grass is going to come back. And first, we're going to have the man upstairs shower us with a little bit more water. Canada, all upset over the COOL program. That makes me happy about the COOL program, and I've said this some 20 years now. That's right. I am excited about the COOL program. I think it's one that should be in place. I don't think there's any doubt that I, as a cattleman, want our people, when they go to the grocery store, to know whether their beef comes from the United States, from Mexico, China, or wherever it might be. You bet they should know that. Why not? Why hide that? Oh, the packers in this country want it hid. I know why, and so do you. It shouldn't be, folks. And this is a case in point. The Canadians don't want it. They say it's costing them all $984 million this year. In fact, I think they're prepared to impose a tariff for that kind of figure on products of ours. Yes, they're all upset. And I don't feel a bit sorry for them. I do know that we have a lot of packers and a lot of people that kind of go across the border back and forth with the Canadians on cattle and all other livestock as well. But folks, I got to tell you, I think the handwriting's on the wall. It should stay just like it is, and we'll see where it all boils out. Thanks for being with us on the Steckline Report. See you next time.